Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Hell Arisen, issue number 4 of 4. That's right. This is the issue that happens immediately before we go into Dark Knight's Metal 2, Death Metal. So let's get into all that good stuff, why you should probably consider at the very least picking up this issue, if not any of the other issues, more on the punchline thing. Anyway, let's first talk about who made this comic book. We'll get into a whole bunch more. Okay, so this is the conclusion to Year of the Villain, Hell Arisen. James Tynion IV is the writer, Steve Epting on art, Nick Filardi on colors, Travis Lanham on letters. Steve Epting does the cover. Ricardo Federici, there we go, does the variant cover. Okay, so this was, to say the very least, interesting. I imagine most people at least bought the, what do you call it, the second wave. There was like 2 waves already. I'm sure there's going to be a third print of the issue number 3 of Hell Arisen, because that was the first full appearance of Punchline. That's the Joker's new sidekick. Yeah. Honestly, I like the Batman issue number 89, first original, they call it cameo appearance, because at least she talked in there, you know, twice. She didn't have anything to say in this most recent issue, but whatever, it is what it is. Anyhow, so these guys really, the way that ended was that it was the final face-off between the Batman Who Laughs and Apex Lex. Now, I know we already saw how Apex Lex technically ends in the final issue of Justice League. What was that, issue number 40? But no, this one really, I think it was issue number 39 of Justice League, but it doesn't matter. This right here actually gives the true, final, ultimate conclusion, and we see how Apex Lex actually loses his powers, and who's actually going to be standing by Perpetua's side for that very final fight. I have to admit, guys, for this being nothing but a knockdown, drag-out brawl, it still had a lot of story thrown in between the pages of fighting. It really genuinely felt, probably more than any other comic that I've ever read, because comics are different than manga, this really felt a lot like not a rushed Dragon Ball Z, but not a toned down, slow as heck Dragon Ball Z. You know how you'll read an entire book and then the next book will just be the fight and then it goes back to just the, yeah, no. This was literally fight, 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 fight. Okay, here's a page of just us talking really quick. Okay, go back to the fighting now. It's like they literally stopped just to take a couple of breaths and talk some crap to each other before they went back to try to break each other's faces open. This is, mind you, the Batman Who Laughs, which is basically Batman, but with the Joker toxin thrown into him. It's sick, dude. It's sick. Apex Lex, of course, figures out a way to cure him, but not the way that you're maybe thinking. So that explains the end of the heroes fighting alongside, you know, the infected fighting alongside of Bruce. But we still have to deal with the idea that Lex has all of these ridiculous superpowers, plus he has his Apocalypse armor, his upgraded, souped-up Apocalypse armor. Batman Who Laughs points out that, you know, this suit was designed to face Superman, not Batman. But the counter-argument to that, I have to admit, was pretty solid. Dude, did I by chance mention that the writer was James Tynion IV? You're going to get an amazing story in here, but make no mistake, Epting and Filardi freaking murder it with some of the fighting that happens in here. Oh man, you know what? I'm gonna I don't know how far it goes. I'm gonna give you one of the pages in here. All right, this page right here. This is where the sickness happens. Boom! And then what happens next? You know, he still has the power of the Martian Manhunter in here, right? Because this is what explains everything that happens. So now you get to see a return back to that one Justice League issue where Apex Lex and, well, Lex and everybody else has the Batman Who Laughs, trapped with all those chains in that one ridiculous room. And he was like, you know, hey man, I think you're going to let me go, otherwise I'm going to escape. And then you and I are going to do this a little bit early. Well, they didn't do it early. They did it now instead. Oh, man, this was really good. Dude, for a guy who'd rather have a story than a fight, I was more than satisfied in here. And as far as the fight goes in and of itself, dude, we know that the first... Anyway, this is the first time that Batman Who Laughs goes head-to-head against Perpetua herself. This is the issue where it happens. We knew eventually that had to happen. This is the issue where it happens. What happens to Apex Lex? I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I know there's the whole first appearance thing. You had to get issue number 3. But listen, scalpers, poachers, and speculators aside, yeah. This, if you're here for the story, this is it right here. Damn, this was a good issue. And since you probably don't have to worry about scalpers and all that, you're good here. So look, go and check out my review for the previous issue if you so choose. If you want to know what happened before that. If you're not going to buy all 4 of these issues, at the very, very least, consider buying this. All right? This is what leads direct. In fact, the epilogue is the part that leads. It's like right there. It's like death metal is right there, and the epilogue is right here. You literally just have to turn the page, and you start on page 1 of death metal. It's like that. So check the emotion. See what I'm doing here. See what I'm trying not to tell you. Oh, man. And when you get to the end of this, you'll be like, okay, you know, I got to admit, Tinian did a good job here. I kind of wish that Tinian and Snyder were both going to be doing the death metal, but whatever, it is what it is. All right, let's see the big hurrah. Snyder just kicking ass, taking names in death metal. I want to see this. This is the one thing that's definitely not going to be in the 5G. I don't even know if 5G is going to happen anymore after the firing of Dan Didio, but honestly, if anything was going to get me excited for death metal, for death metal, this is it. This is it, and it did it. I am actually looking forward to it now because I'm understanding what exactly is supposed to happen in there, what the stakes are, what Perpetua learns, how she somehow becomes even more freaking powerful. Dude, we're talking about precognition and everything. This was, whatever happens to the heroes, it's going to be because of the stuff that happens in here. All right, and I'm done. I'm not going to give any more spoilers, any more hints. And I'm out. Professor Bell, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.